And in they all come. Lots of familiar names coming up here. Fantastic. Welcome, welcome everybody. Yay, lots of lovely names like Rika, Naniko, Martha, hello, Catherine. Could you just make sure that you're all on mute for us? That would be really helpful as everybody comes in, as you're very much going to be in listening mode. But please do chat to us using the chat box and make sure it's to everyone, because we'd love to know first of all where you're joining us from. So welcome, and where are you joining us from? That's your first thing. And have you got as nice an evening as I have here? Because it's a stunning evening.
It's been pouring down in London. It's been miserable here.
Yeah, great.
We'll need to be up with you, Sally.
Yeah, started off grey here now, but it's just glorious.
Mhm.
So
apparently it's miserable in Suffolk too.
I think I see Yasmin. Hello, Yasmin.
Hi,
Lovely.
Sally. How are you?
Can you see me?
Hello.
Not yet.
I'm trying to find these settings for the camera.
Yeah, you can.
I'll find it.
It's up to you whether you go, behind a screen or not really. That's completely up to you, whatever you are comfortable in. So please do, if you've joined us, let us know where you're coming from. We've got Martha from Greater Manchester, Adele, hello from Coventry, yay. Nicola's in York, so not far from where I am really. Hannah in St Albans. Catherine's in Suffolk. Yes, okay, that's miserable then. And Grace over in Horsham, also raining there. That's really not good. And Yasmin. Hello, Yasmin. I wonder what the weather is like where you
So
are.
good to see you. Adriana, Jill, Carrie, how's everyone?
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, good. Nice to see you.
At the moment, we're just going to wait another few minutes just to get more people in, because we had a lot of people who registered and expecting a good turnout, and lots of people will probably watch on catch up as well. So another question for you while you're waiting. We'd love to know why you're here, really. What are you interested in particular? I'm going to be taking you through the courses, the 3 courses we're running, with particular emphasis actually on the advanced course. But we'd love to hear what you're interested in. Are you a CERT PTC graduate? I think quite a few of you that I can see are. Or do you have a diploma? What kind of diploma do you have already? We'd love to know. That will really fantastic. Good. So thank you, Adele. Thank you, Joe. Nice to see you, Joe. Okay, and Catherine's here as well. She's here to find out more about the advanced course. Super. And Martha. Okay. And Nicola. Okay, you're about to do your... All right. Thank you very much for letting us know. It's all very useful information to have. And Rachel, advanced course. Ah, yes, Grace. Yes, I thought you might be here, Grace. Nice to see you. And Yasmin. Okay. Oh, that would be fun, Yasmin, to have you back.
Yeah.
Are you missing us? Yasmin only did the CERT PTC last year.
Yeah. I'm missing you guys. I miss the course. I miss everything. So I'm looking for newer options to just continue with what we had.
Where are you joining us from at the moment?
I'm still in Saudi.
You're in Saudi. You're not in Egypt.
Yeah.
You're in Saudi.
No,
Okay.
no, not in Egypt. Just for summer. So I'll be there in 1 month, maybe.
Oh, I see. You've just put it down. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. So I think we should actually get on and get started. So I'll start by doing a few introductions for those of you that are completely new to what the Piano Teachers Course is, and we're going to introduce ourselves here, the team I've got around me, and then I will be doing a presentation about the 3 courses that we are running from next year, and there will be time for questions whilst we go, but please do write any questions you've got down in the chat, and then those will all get fed to me at the appropriate time. So, welcome everybody, and my name is Sally Cathcart, and I am the course director for the Piano Teachers course. I've been the course director since about September last year. And I've actually been involved in the course, I was thinking about this earlier, since 2001, an awfully long time now. And it has gone through various transformations during that time, but the most significant of which was in 2008, when Lucinda Mackworth-Young, who is now international director, she and myself and the 2 other principal tutors at the time, we took it into the Purcell School, where we run a residential course over a year, and it became the Piano Teachers Course UK. And it is, through that year-long course, it's highly intensive and really transformational, I think, in what it offers, and quite unique, I believe, as well. And since 2008, the course has continued to evolve, because we listen very carefully to our students, and I would say, hundreds, thousands of teachers, certainly 1,000 teachers have probably been through and studied now with us, and discovered that, yeah, there is a certain new freshness in the way that we approach piano teaching. So that's myself in my relationship to the PTC at the moment. And I'd like to introduce very much to Jill Morton. Jill, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Jill. I have been with the PTC now. I'm just finishing my 2nd year as a principal tutor. So I'm just, with my 2nd lot of duties. And it's been an absolutely fascinating journey for me as well. It's been a wonderful thing to see piano teachers coming in at the beginning of the year, and to see how they grow and how they develop and how they build their confidence. I think that's one of the most amazing things about the course, is that people come in with kind of ideas of what they want to do, but they go with so many more ideas and with so much more confidence to kind of try out these new ideas of things, of how to teach and how to approach different ways of teaching. And I mean, it's just been a wonderful community spirit between all the tutors and all the people who are the students, and we just all learn together, and it's a wonderful learning journey, and I've loved it, my 2 years that I've been here. So I'm looking forward to all the development with the new courses, and bringing in new people, and bringing in people who are absolutely brand new to teaching. I think that's going to be a really amazing development for us as a course as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Jill. And we were delighted to welcome Jill as one of our tutors, along with Chris Worsley 2 years ago. And the other tutors are Beata Toika and Ilga Pitkevica, who have been with the course now for several years. And it is really a huge wealth of skill and knowledge that everybody brings, and it is something about the atmosphere of the Piano Teachers course that is very special indeed, in that we all are in the community together and we are all learning. I would not be the piano teacher I am if it wasn't for the Piano Teachers course, because I've learned so much on the way, and I continue to learn. So let me introduce you to now the course manager, and that is Rihanna. Rihanna, would you like to introduce yourself to us all?
Yes, hello there. I'm Rihanna, and I have been working with the PTC as the manager for probably coming up to 6 years now. But my association with the PTC actually started before that, in 2015, when I did the course myself, the Cert PTC, when I was just starting out with my own teaching. And my sort of piano journey was probably familiar to a lot of people in that I don't think I was taught very well. It wasn't particularly inspiring. So doing the Cert PTC opened my eyes to a whole new world of possibility that I didn't know existed. And it's been such a treat to come back and work with the PTC from the other side, kind of do the backstage stuff. And it's my own professional development. I mean, it feels like I shouldn't be paid to do this because it's such a fun job.
And don't mention
And
that.
it's amazing to work with the team kind of year after year. And like Yasmin said, she wants to come back. That's my feeling when I did the course. It was just such a great atmosphere, and everybody is so friendly and so welcoming. So it was really, really exciting to be back as part of the team a few years later. And as the course has developed, we've had the pleasure of taking on people like Kerry.
Yeah, so let's have Kerry. Go on, Kerry, you to speak for yourself.
So I did Cert PTC last year with Yasmin. Jill was my amazing tutor and I had a fantastic time. I loved it. So at the end of the year, I did sort of mention to Sally if ever she needed a little bit of a hand with anything, that I'd love to help out. And I got called on in September, and I'm still here. And I just feel so privileged and lucky that I'm able to work with such a brilliant team and still hang around all the things that are going on with Cert PTC, and these new developments are amazing. So I'm mainly working on the marketing side of things, so looking after the website and advertising, social media kinds of stuff. But I also work quite closely with Rihanna, so a few things we do together. And yeah, it's a really good, happy family vibe in the team, which I love.
Yeah. And most valued, really, Kerry, really most valued, as is Rihanna and her wonderful smiling face and all the work she does. And Rihanna will be your main point of contact for any inquiries you've got about the courses and for your registration and things like that. It will be through Rihanna. But let's get on, shall we, to the big event, which is discovering a little bit about these new courses. So let me just share my screen, and I'm giving the game away there. So we'll go into this one, shall we? So we are very excited to be giving more information about our new courses that we're going to be running. They're still in some state of development, they are brand new courses. And so some of the details that I'm about to share with you might change. So just be aware of that, please. So hang on a minute, let me just get my computer talking to my computer. Here we go. So I'm going to take you now through a very quick overview of the 3 courses, and then I'm going to talk about the advanced course, which we have the most detail about to share, followed by the introductory course, but that one really is in development, because as you can see, it's actually going to be a 6-month course from January through to June. So January 2025 to June 2025. And Jill is going to be leading the tutor team for this. You will get input from all the principal tutors during the courses, all 3 courses. But as I say, Jill will be leading up the team on this one. And it's suitable for entry-level teachers, second study pianists, we're thinking anybody who's making a career change, and brand new teachers. The focus of the course, well, you're going to be observing other teachers, because there's so much we learn from observing other teachers, especially, at all times. You're going to be creating a teaching philosophy, discovering some things about why you teach, really important to do that. You're going to be given the tools to develop your basic toolkit. And the other focus is increasing your musicianship and your pianism. I will go into all this in much more detail. Entry requirements are you must be 18 years or over, you must have passed at least grade 6 piano and grade 5 theory, musicianship or an equivalent, and you really must be able to teach one piano pupil during the course, because you will be doing a video of you teaching a student. Now, ideally, you'd have slightly more than one pupil, because it's a bit limiting only with one pupil, because you're stuck with whatever they can do. That's what you learned about. So, but as I said, I'll give you more details. So it's going to run from January through to June. The tutor time and lectures and things, it's about 60 guided learning hours, and you can use this to lead you to an external level 4 diploma. That's an associate. So it could lead you to the ARSM from ABRSM, or it could lead you to the ATCL from Trinity. Both of those are possible, and you would work with your tutor once you've decided if or not you want to do that. We will also at some point be going down the continuous professional development route with this course, and it will get certification by the continuing professional development body. I can never remember its proper name, but the Continuing Development Service. So that's a very quick overview. And then we have the Cert PTC. Now you can see this has got the crown on it, because this is really the gold standard. This is really the main course that has been around since 2008, always evolving, as I've said, but it really will deliver a lot of different approaches to your teaching, will leave you energized and reinvented. So you've got to have at least a year's teaching experience. It's suitable for anybody who just wants to refresh and update their skills. So you've got to, have been teaching for a few years probably. It might be suitable for you if you've already done an associate level diploma. Please understand the introductory course is a level 4 qualification. The Cert PTC sits higher than that. So it is it's not got a level, but it is about level 5, I would suggest. So it's suitable for anybody who has got an associate level diploma and who wants to change and shake up your teaching a bit. We all get into a rut, we all get a bit stuck and things. So that's who it's suitable for. The course focus. So it's a very wide-ranging course, and it goes in depth. It looks at multi-sensory teaching. It gets you into psychology of teaching. You develop your own pianism. You become a reflective piano teacher by doing a short case study and writing about it. And it really does help you to build your professional portfolio. So you can stand up to parents and you can make your points with authority and with confidence. The entry requirements for the Cert PTC are that you are 18 years or over. You must have passed at least grade 8 piano and grade 5 theory, musicianship or equivalent. And you need to really be teaching at least 3 piano pupils for this. But again, I would recommend more. And it runs from September 2024 to June 2025. It has a total of about 94 guided learning hours. So you can see why this one is slightly longer as opposed to the introductory course that only had 60 guided learning hours. And it leads to the Cert PTC, which is accredited by the CPD Certification Service. And this is, as I keep saying, this is the jewel in the PTC crown. It really, really is. It's a super course. And then we have the advanced course. And this is slightly longer still. So this will start in September and it will run through to about August 2025. I am the main tutor for this, and I think Sharon Mark Taggart is also going to be joining me as a tutor. So it is suitable for teachers who already have their Cert PTC. This is perfect for you. It is suitable for teachers who are already using a multisensory and creative teaching approach, because we will not be repeating the Cert PTC. That's where the multisensory involvement happens, if you like. We will be using, obviously, a multisensory approach in the advanced course, but we'll be expecting you to demonstrate that to us, not us showing you how to integrate it. It's also for teachers who are reflecting regularly on their teaching and who want to really deepen their understanding of teaching and learning. The course focus will be on planning for progression. Such an important, those of you that have joined us that are also curious piano teachers, which I know some of you are, then you know that to me that getting that progression, the progression of learning, is just absolutely crucial and transforms your teaching. So there'll be a big emphasis on that. But we'll also be looking to help you expand your piano teaching knowledge, so to deepen that and to deepen again your own pianism and musicianship, and to strengthen your professional understanding and profile. Now, you might be noticing that there are themes that are running through these 3 courses, and that's absolutely deliberate. And at the core of it, though, is developing you as a pianist. If you are not a pianist and a musician, then you can't teach pianistically and musically. And that depends on the level that you're going for, which course you're going for. But at all levels, you will be giving some little performances of some sort. And in the advanced course, for example, there is a whole thread of musicianship that is going to run through it. So I'm personally very excited by all that, really. For this, you need to be 21 years or over, have the Cert PTC, or be able to show evidence of multisensory and reflective teaching in the way you do it. And, I think all applicants for this will probably need to have a short chat with me. If you are not a Cert PTC, after our conversation, I might just say, can you send me in a little video of your teaching? Because there's going to be lots of that. There's going to be lots of watching each other videos of teaching. You do need to have passed at least grade 8 piano and have at least 5 to 10 piano pupils. And this runs, as I say, from September through to August, and it's 108 guided learning hours, 2,000 hours of total qualification time. Don't feel too blasted by that, but that is the time that you spend doing your teaching, as well as doing reading, as well as doing your research and stuff like that. It adds up, and your own practice, to be honest, and it adds up very quickly. Now, this can lead, if you so wish, to an external level 6 diploma, a licentiate. Now, this is a license to teach, remember, and therefore we expect it is a high standard that we are looking for there. So these, for the advanced course, expect to be challenged, expect to be pushed, but then that's kind of what you want from it, and that's what you'll get. So it could be the LRSM from the Associate Board, it could be the LTCL from Trinity, and there is a possibility it could be the LLCM from the London College. As I say, you would work with your tutor and we can take your assignments and things like that in the direction that is required. So let's get on and look a little bit more at the modules. Hello, everybody. If you couldn't see me before, have a look at the modules for the advanced course. This is the advanced course I'm going to talk about. So module 1 is called Planning and Reflecting on Your Teaching. And for that, you are going to be looking at these different areas. So I've already mentioned the idea of planning for progression, and that means looking at short-term, mid-term and long-term planning. The idea of course of goal setting, how you set goals, why they're important. there's a whole idea of giving feedback and the fundamental importance of how you give feedback to a student. You know, just saying, well, that was very nice, can you play again from bar 5? That has no place in a advanced course or a licentiate level of training. So it's how do we give meaningful feedback to our students? Because when we give feedback that is meaningful, then they learn. We're going to be looking at assessment for learning, and as part of this, and this is a big thing, a 10 to 15 week case study. And that will probably start in the January, and it will run through until you find that you are satisfied with your case study, but probably maximum of 15 weeks for that. So that is module 1, and the assessment for this, and this is for the advanced course, it will be a presentation and discussion of a recorded demonstration lesson. So in other words, you give the lesson with one of your students, you record it, and this will all happen in the autumn term, and then you will be bringing that along to one of the course days, and you'll be sharing it with everybody else, and you'll be discussing with your peers what it is that's gone on, and you know, we will find things that we really like about it, and you will probably find something that you'd like to change, something you'd like to work back in the future. And then there will also be the submission of one case study. And we would expect that submission to be, you know, the case study itself is probably January, February, March, maybe into April. And so the case study probably wouldn't need to be submitted until the end of July, for example, because we know it's difficult to have the space, have the thinking time to reflect on it all and write it up in the way that you'd need to. So that's module 1. As I say, some things are still in development at the moment. Oh, with this one, we're going to start with the assessment. Right. So module 2, this is about expanding your piano teaching knowledge. And I'm going to bring in the main thing. So in this one, you're going to be looking at developing creative teaching strategies and resources. You're going to be learning how to select and level repertoire appropriately. Big thing, that one, I think. You're going to be looking at how you teach holistic, how you can be more holistic, multi-sensory in your teaching of repertoire. And then we're going to be looking at strategies for teaching, and I've put down some areas there, but actually this will probably be a bit more bespoke according to the group of students that we have and what your needs are. And then the assessment for this will be a review of an appropriate resource or the creation of an original resource. Okay, so you will look at a couple of resources, a few books all at the same level, for example, and review them, compare and contrast them. Or you go and you create something brand new for a particular level. So I really like that idea. And then you'd also need to submit a written essay outlining your approach to teaching music literacy and oral skills. And again, to me, that is utterly central to what we do. If you understand the most musical way to teach notation and to teach oral skills, then the rest of your teaching will fall into place. So we're going to spend some time certainly looking at that. Then module 3, let's go on to module 3, and this is about you, the pianist. This is about deepening your musicianship and your pianistic skills. And as I say, there will be musicianship threads that run through every single day. We will be looking at this. We'll be looking at oral awareness. We'll be singing. We'll be getting you to use to play by ear. We'll be helping you to develop your improvisation further. Yes, there'll be more keyboard harmony for those of you that are PTC based. Yes, you'll be harmonizing a melody with some chords underneath. You'll be analysing pieces again. Yes, there's going to be sight reading involved, and also encouraging you to play from memory. And the assessment for that is going to be the preparation and performance of 3 pieces of a particular level. And along with it, we want a written analysis of the piece and some program notes to go with it. So a really crucial module this, where it's looking at you, the pianist. And again, I'm talking about the advanced level here, just to make it clear. And then we get on to the final module, and this is strengthening your professional understanding and profile. At this level, you absolutely have to be, this is a license to teach. So you have to be able to advocate for the piano, for music education. You have to be able to be persuasive about it and about why it is a positive thing. So that all comes really from your professional profile and from your personal statement, which you can think of as a mission statement, if you like. We're going to be needing to see your studio portfolio along with all the policies. We're going to give you the opportunity to research a special area of interest, something that is very dear to your heart that probably isn't covered anywhere else. And we're going to want you to share your research of that area of interest through presentations. As I keep saying, this is not so much about the tutors teaching you what to do. You have to step up at this level. You have to be stepping into the role of the experts. Yeah, you're the next generation. Maybe you're the next PTC tutors. I don't know, but you need to get confident in your presentation skills. And the assessment part of it is that professional portfolio and that presentation and discussion of any area of piano teaching that is of special interest to you. Sounds like a good course. I think I might come on it. But before we start the course, I'm going to come off screen and have any questions that might have arisen.
We have had a few, Sally. There was one about fees for the introductory course. Do you want to talk about that, or?
I think we'll wait till we get to the end, because I'll tell you about the introductory course, and then Rihanna's going to give us some information about fees and things. So do bear with me.
All right. I think this might have been addressed, but is the Cert PTC a prerequisite for the advanced course?
No, it's not. It's not a prerequisite, but it would be good to have a chat. I could think that's from Hannah. Yeah, and just know a little bit about you and your teaching, and just to make sure that it's it's the right fit. But no, we welcome people who are not Cert PTC.
Is there any essay writing on the advanced course, or is it all practical?
No, there is some writing, because I did say about the written assignment. They won't be very long. They're not, we're not looking at 5,000 word essays, folks. We're going to keep them short and sweet, but you do need to write something about your approach to teaching music literacy and oral awareness. Okay, and there is writing involved all the way through, but it will hopefully be structured in a way that's not absolutely overwhelming. And if any of you have looked at the requirements for the LRSM, if you're thinking, oh, I'd like to do the LRSM, just go and look at it, because in there, let me just get it here, in there, they've done something called a candidate resource. And in that, everything is broken down, so there is no guesswork left. They tell you exactly what information you need to put. Yeah, so that is for the LRSM, obviously.
And
okay,
one more question: what level of repertoire are the three pieces?
Yeah, a good question. So what I'm thinking at the moment is those three pieces. One of them at least will need to be an advanced level. So I would say that is grade 7, grade 8 standard or above. And two of them will need to be at intermediate level. So grade 6, grade 7. My thoughts are that we will be creating repertoire lists for each of the three courses, and that you will select from those repertoire lists pieces, or suitable pieces for you. They should be quite big repertoire lists. It would be a question of whether the time allows us to do that in terms of what we're doing, but let's see. Okay, and I just have to say, if that's the end of the questions before I go into the next one, I'm delighted to welcome Chris. Chris Worsley, you're going to give us a little wave, Chris.
Hello, I can do better and speak to you as well. Yeah.
Oh, deep joy.
Very nice to
And
join you.
Chris is another one of the tutors that is with us on the Piano Teachers course. And Chris, do you want to say a little bit about who you are and what you do and areas of special interest?
Sure. I mean, I am first and foremost, I trained as a pianist, and then I've spent a lot of my life sort of trying not to be things. I sort of spent the first part of my career in academia, whilst also trying to stay more broad than simply being an academic, and I was really quite a practical academic. So I've been teaching a lot of music history, music theory, and things like that, but also performance practice lectures. And I teach at various places in England. I still teach at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London, and I teach entirely ear training there, though I'm expanding and doing some more things next year. And ear training and that sort of aural awareness is a huge part of what I do, and it's a huge part of how I teach the piano. Actually, just being aware of how to study a score and really hear it and feel it and sense it in order to play it. But so when I say I've been trying not to do things and not to be somebody, I've really one of the things that appeals to me about the PTC is that principle of just trying to stay broad and getting a really deep understanding of music and of teaching by approaching it from so many different angles, which is really what I've done my whole career. So it's looking at the course there, I'm thinking like you, Sally, I'd really like to be a part of it.
But we can, that's the joy, and we can. Thank you very much, Chris. Lovely to see you. So let me go on and continue with the introductory course. Now, because this is starting in January, the details of this are possibly not quite so fully formed in my head, but this is how it's looking at the moment. So the first module is about starting to teach the piano, and in that we're looking at getting started. How do we learn? That's a really important thing. The centrality of making music from the start. Not talking about music, but you'll find those of you that have done the Cert PTC know that the first guiding principle that we have is making music. Making music is absolutely what we do. So we're going to be also looking at selecting and using tutor books and what are the criteria? What are the criteria for that and things? We're going to be helping you to establish the basic technical foundations that you'd want to be giving your students. And yes, we are looking mostly at teaching beginners because that's where most people start teaching, even though, again, PTC people will know, familiar with me saying beginners need the best teachers. But that's where we are, establishing basic musical foundations, how to teach notation meaningfully, and also observing, reflecting and learning from other teachers. So this is all about you watching other teachers, reflecting on, talking to them and each other about their teaching and learning from them. And of course, the piano, if you're a second study instrumentalist, the piano has a specific kind of set of difficulties when it comes to teaching notation, because you're not just doing one clef, you're doing both clefs, and how do you get the both hands going and stuff like that. So the assessment of this will be, yes, you watching 2 different lesson observations and then doing a written reflection, creating a written reflection on that. And also the presentation of one area of special interest from the module. So you'll select something that is particularly got your interest, and you'll do a little bit more research into it, and you'll do a simple presentation about it. Won't be very long, just a 5-minute presentation probably. So module 2 takes you a bit beyond the basics, okay? And in this one, we're now looking at planning for a single lesson. So at this level, you'll probably be doing your planning with the help of your tutor, and that you'd sit down and you'd go through the how that lesson might be structured and what kind of material you might put in there. You'll also then deliver that lesson and reflect on it and how well it went and what you would do next time, because that's always a good question. You'll be learning how to evaluate resources and repertoire for beginner and elementary level. What works, what doesn't work, what are some principles that you need to look for. You'll be establishing the strategies to develop basic technical, pianistic and teaching and practicing skills. How do you teach these? What are the strategies that you use to get kids practicing, for example? And then we're looking at how to use some meaningful feedback that leads to learning. You saw that a lot of these, didn't you, when I was talking about the advanced, but we're talking about introductory level here, really. And also I thought, knowing some simple strategies for behaviour management. So what do you do when the 5-year-old goes and sits under the piano and doesn't want to come out and do what you'd like them to do? That's always an interesting one, isn't it? Okay, the module assessment is the evaluation of 2 tutor books and or the creation of an original resource for beginner lessons, and the video of a 30-minute lesson with supporting documents and reflection. Okay. And then we go on to module 3, and this is looking at yourself, developing your pianistic and your musicianship skills. For this, we are wanting, again, to develop musicianship such as your oral awareness. You're going to hear a lot from both Chris and I about oral awareness, the importance of it. We're both Kodai trained practitioners, and you will be singing. You will be singing in solfa, etc. Improvisation, that's another big thread that runs throughout the whole of the piano teachers course. Keyboard musicianship. We'll be asking you to be able to play basic chords and cadences, some basic technical skills, your own basic technical skills, making sure those are up and fit for the task. Scales and arpeggios. I'll come back to that in a minute. The start of analysis as well, just knowing the score in a very general sense, making sure you understand the structure and what the harmonies are going on, and helping you to develop your own practice and your performance skills. So this is still sort of pie in the sky stuff here with the assessment, but I have this idea that we could have a technical challenge, as in a sort of a scales challenge, where you all play scales and arpeggios and cadences in a session. I thought that would be lots of fun, because scales are so important for us as pianists, for all instruments, but you should be able to play scales in every single key and arpeggios in every single key, and your cadences in every single key, but certainly scales and arpeggios, okay? And then in this one, we'll be looking at the performance of a late intermediate, early advanced piece from the PTC repertoire list I've put here. So this would be probably a grade 6, maybe grade 7 piece, somewhere around that. You might think, well, there's not much difference between this, Sally, and the advanced level. The advanced level, that is sort of the bottom of what I've put, and actually the focus is on teaching. We're hoping that by the time you're at advanced level, you're playing, you are really working on it, and you can play harder pieces, that's up to you. But here we are really wanting to develop that playing and help you become very secure performers. And then module 4, yes, you are becoming a professional. And this is about helping you to establish your values and creating your personal philosophy as a piano teacher. It's about helping you to get those basic studio contracts in place, make sure your payment policies are all in place and that you're clear. The clearer you can be in communicating with parents about what you expect and when they're going to pay, then the more they will pay you on time and observe your rules. We're going to be looking at basic safeguarding and things like public liability and stuff, and making sure that you are creating a safe and hazard-free teaching environment in all possible respects. Very important. And the module assessment will be, you'll be required to produce a written statement of personal values and teaching philosophy, and also to have those written studio contracts and payment policies in place. And that concludes module 4. So I'm going to come off that. So that's a very quick overview of the introductory course. Is there anything that I might have missed out, do you think, Jill? Anything you want to add to that?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just if there's anybody with questions, I think particularly for people who are maybe not principal study pianists, because there is a big focus on the kind of pianistic elements in here, but I think it is really, really important that that is something that you're really kind of happy to develop if you are really serious about wanting to become a piano teacher as well.
Yeah, and I think the two things can sit side by side. In terms of, you know, I say we're all musicians at heart. That's where we start, and we want to make music as beautifully as we can, and we want to communicate. And you just choose an easier piece at the pianism. You know, when you come to perform, you just choose a piece that is absolutely suitable for you and is right for you.
And there'll be
So,
guidance all along the way as well. Yeah. No matter what, there'll be guidance and help with the scales and help with the cadences and things like that.
and we would expect that, in fact, at all levels, you continue to have piano lessons and sessions with teachers, and you know the tutors are all available to do that, or you've got your own teacher, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, if there's no other questions there about the introductory, I think I'm going to hand over to Rihanna, and she can tell you a little bit about the course fees for the advanced course. The introductory course fees are still floating around in the air, really, I think, at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, they are a little bit. So what we will do with the introductory course is we've got a form for people to register interest. So if that is the course that you're interested in, you can let us know that you'd like more information. And as soon as we've got all the details to share with you, which we're hoping won't be in the far too distant future, then we will send all of that across. So you've got everything kind of in one go rather than bits and pieces here and there. So bear with us on that, and I'll send the form for that round afterwards, so you've got all the information.
It's probably worth saying at this point as well about before we look at the fees, that the advanced piano teachers course, it is, I didn't put down the number of days and things, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head here, but there is the dates will be available on the website, which will go live tomorrow with these details, full details and dates you can find on there tomorrow. So there is a September live day at the Purcell School. There are 4 days, sorry Rihanna, there are 4 days at live days at the Purcell School in October, an online day in November. When I say a day, it will probably be a long morning, and another one like that in January. And then we will be live at the Purcell School again in February, and that's usually February half term. We do another online one in March. We have another long weekend in April at the Purcell School. Online one in May. We've just had May online this Sunday, in fact. And then we have a final live session in June. So all those will be the same. And then the advanced course people will continue to work with your tutor. And if you decide to do a diploma, then certainly if you go down the ABRSM route for your diplomas, then we will organise a mock exam for you with a diploma. And the same will go for the introductory course as well. We will organise a mock exam. quick answer to Nicola. No, the introductory course is not all online. It's the same again. It's January online, February live. It's not the full. They're not the full days. I won't go into that. But January online, February live, and then I think there's April live, May online, June live, something like that. Yeah. Okay, Rihanna, over to you.
Okay. Let's see if this does what I want it to. Oh, hang on. Let me start that again. Sorry, it's having a little bit of a crisis at the moment.
Okay.
Sorry, 1 second, maybe.
That's all right. Has anybody got any questions in the meantime? As I say, the website will go live tomorrow morning with the advanced course details, and places are going to be limited on this, as they are with all the courses really. So even if you're thinking, yes, I need to think about it a bit more, but do go and send Rihanna an email if you just want to book in for a short conversation with me to see whether it really is the right thing for you to do, because what we really want is a load of teachers who know this is the thing I really want to do, and who are passionate about it. But there won't be, we're only looking at a handful of teachers actually being on this course, so that we can deliver a good enough tutor one-to-one. Are you fixed, Rihanna?
I think so. Yes. Sorry about that.
Good. Let's go.
And what I'll do as well is I'll email everyone after this, just so that you've got my contact details. It's on the website as well, but if you have any questions that occur to you afterwards, do feel free to get in touch. And if I can't help, then I'll put you in touch with the relevant person, so that you've got someone to answer your questions. So with all the courses we offer, there are 2 options for participation. The first is that you do it as a sort of hybrid version, which is what Sally was talking about, where you do some of the course days online and then you attend the Purcell School face-to-face for the days that are offered. So we've got some residential stays, and all of this is included in your fee. So if you choose to do the course as a sort of hybrid participant, hopefully these numbers tally up with what Sally was saying, but you should get 13 on-site days, which includes 3 residential stays, and then the other days will be online. And this includes all of your accommodation and meals whilst you're there at the school. And your fee also includes, of course, the tuition for the courses, and you'll get some one-to-one tutorials with your personal tutor in between course days. You get your lecture materials and your handouts, and you'll also get lecture recordings for each of the online days. If you choose to attend the course online, much of that is the same. Of course, you don't get the accommodation, it's not relevant to you, but what you will get is lecture recordings for all of the course days and some additional one-to-one sessions, just because we understand that if you're doing it from home, it's not always easy to set aside the whole day to attend. So if there are any sessions that you miss, we just strongly recommend that you make sure you set aside time afterwards to catch up with the recordings, and then you'll have sessions with your tutor where you can just sort of catch up on anything you've missed and ask any questions, so that you're really caught up with everything. And we want to make this work for you, so we are pretty flexible on people wanting to chop and change between the 2 options. So all you need to do is just let me know if you had intended to come to one of the course days in person and then suddenly you can't for any reason, then just let me know. And this is one of the reasons that we keep the fee the same, because people, whether you're attending it hybrid or online, the fee is the same. And actually, we do find that people change quite a bit between the two. It gives you that flexibility. And of course, if you are doing it online, you get those additional sessions with your tutor as well. So the fee for the advanced course is 3,900 in total. If you have completed the Cert PTC with us, which is 2008 onwards, then your fee is 2,900. This can't be combined with any other discounts. If that doesn't apply to you, we've got an early bird discount, which is £345 off for applications received before the 30th of June. This just means that you have to get your application in before then. If the review is happening after that, then you're in at that point, you're through the door. So that is the important date to remember. Just get your application in before then. For people who are subscription members of the Curious Piano Teachers, Practicing the Piano Online Academy, ISM or EPTA, you can get 10% off the fee, which is £390, again until the 30th of June. We do also have some bursaries available through the PTC Trust. Again, the application deadline for that is 30th of June. If you want more information on that, please just let me know. I will send you the application form, and I can also put you in touch with Lucinda, who is the secretary of the trust, and she can provide any more information if needed. For payments, you can choose to pay in 12 equal installments between September and the following August, or if you prefer, you can pay upfront, which will be due by the 1st of September. The only difference in that, there's no change in the course fee. The only difference is the deposit amount that you pay. So if you choose to pay in installments, your deposit amount will be 20% of the fee, whereas if you pay up front, your deposit is 10%, but we don't add any interest for payment by installments. Are there any questions on any of that? I will put my email address in the chat now, but as I said, I will get in touch with everyone as well by email. So if anything does occur to you, then please just feel free to drop me an email or give me a call. I think my number's on the website actually. So if there's anything at all that I can help with, please do just let me know.
Yeah, thank you for that, Rihanna. Yeah, very, very clearly put, I think, all of that. And if there are no other questions, it looks like anybody who's wanting to just ask any final questions, then I do hope that has been useful. And
Well, my
Martha
cat
wants to know. Well, we have various cats around, don't we?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cats.
There are all the cats. Rihanna has got a couple of cats, so they've disappeared now.
Well, one of them has fallen asleep on my lap, but they have embarrassing names, and I have to say I didn't name them, but the one that's fallen asleep on me is called Elizabeth, and the one that was lying on the piano is called Charlotte. So don't shoot the messenger.
Nice. Nothing wrong with Elizabeth.
It's embarrassing when I take them to the vets, I have to tell you.
Elizabeth, Charlotte. Okay, we need to finish off the cat call. Jill?
My cat's disappeared. I don't know where she's gone, but she's got an embarrassing name as well. She was Spot. But yeah, that's Patch sitting behind me on the cat tower. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there you go. There's my sweet peas waiting to go outside. Long overdue as well.
And what a nice way to finish, talking about the cats. Thank you everybody for coming along to today's webinar. I hope that's been interesting. I hope that's been informative, and I hope to see you at some point taking part in something at the Piano Teachers course. And do get in touch with Rihanna if you have any further questions. Thank you all so much. And
thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.